Cancer, I'm Eleanor and welcome to Peaches by Starlight Tarot. This is your weekly pick a card reading where we will be exploring your monthly energy of the Knight of Cups, which is going to be your journey of love as to what fills your cup. You're filling your cup on your journey towards the King, where you'll be offering that cup to someone else. And contemplation. So this is going to be all about taking your knight on a journey through a course of inquiry, a path of inquiry. And so I'm using the cards to give you like a rabbit hole to go down and meditate in a certain way that what they're wanting you to find there are questions to ask yourself and questions to explore. There won't be answers here, but more like a guidepost of where to go looking and to do this contemplation, and then look for where questions arise in the process and journal those. And that is where you're supposed to take your knight on his little journey to find the answers to what fills your cup. Okay? I hope that makes sense. I'm using Affirmators, Love and Relationships, and Ukiyoe Tarot. I have stacked 1, 2, 3. They're timestamped below. If you want to skip ahead, you can choose one or as many as you like. Subscribe if you'd like to keep up with my weekly readings. Share if you hear anything that you feel like will help someone you know. And if you need a personal reading, I have those linked below my Etsy page. The email ones, they go way more in depth. I know I talk and these are kind of like just tastes of readings. The ones I do personally and privately are much longer and go much more in depth. Okay, stack 1. The Hierophant in reverse. 6 of Pentacles. Wants and needs. So first things first, the Hierophant in reverse is going to be talking about totally getting outside of the box and flipping the script and going down a rabbit hole. I use that as a metaphor all the time, but in this sense, in a very Alice in Wonderland sense, actually going into a place where things tend to be upside down and nothing is what you expect. And so getting out of conventional wisdom, not going by what's been tried and true, what you think other people has worked for other people, go super abstract with it, okay? And they're wanting you to look at places where you give. Are you giving in proportion to what it is that you want? And this exploration of wants and needs, the wants are negotiable, of course. They're what you would desire. They're the cherries on top. The needs are non-negotiable. The needs, when they're identified, they become your standards. And so the thing about standards and expectations is you pretty much know from the get-go if someone meets your standards or they don't. And we get into trouble when we will choose someone that doesn't meet our standards and we have an expectation that they will change to meet those standards. And that isn't fair. That know your standards from the get-go, and someone will meet them or they won't. People won't change to meet your standards later. So be true to yourself as to what those standards are, and don't expect, if your standard is that someone be a good communicator, a high communicator, and you meet someone that is not a good communicator and you choose them anyway, and over time you get more and more frustrated, like why can't you just communicate? You need a high communicator. This person isn't one, and there's nothing wrong with that person. They are not wrong for being who they are. You need to find someone that meets your standards. And so they're wanting you to explore and any ways that you have been compromising yourself by mischaracterizing what is a want and what is a need. And have you been selling yourself short by saying, well, I would like that, but it's not what I need, and maybe it is what you need, and the other way around. So that is the rabbit hole, very literally, they're wanting you to go down. Okay, so it's not literally, figuratively. Okay, second stack, 2 of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, Integrity. The first side note is dancing. I want to say that they're wanting you to do something physical and do something where does your mind wander to where you dance? So whatever you're doing that causes thoughts and thought processes to fall away, and it creates a void of thought to where curiosity and questions can arise, they want you to access that state. Anyways, the main thing, though, is about it showing you maintaining a very delicate balance, a homeostasis, if you will. And so it's about the way following your passions or not disturbs or upsets or maintains that balance. So I would ask, like, are you holding yourself back from following something that would truly fill your cup in order to maintain this delicate balance? Or on the flip side, are you impulsively following this passion and that passion at the expense of your balance? And so in order to fill this cup and to keep it, so okay, it reminds me of when I was a kid in a horse show, and there were all these little competitions, like if you could ride around the arena with like a piece of paper or $1 held by your leg onto the saddle, like you had a really tight grip, then that was a competition. And another one was where you had to walk around on your horse while balancing an egg on a spoon. And so I'm feeling like in the traditional tarot, it's the knight on the horse carrying the cup. So it's like, how are you moving forward towards your passions while still keeping the water from sloshing out of that cup? That is the image I'm getting, and that is the question and the area of inquiry for you to be journaling about, Cancer. All right, stack 3, the Emperor, 4 of Wands, and perspective. This reminds me of something my boyfriend just did the other day. Is he went down to the basement and he brought up all of his old motorcycle trophies. And so there's a sense here of the meditative place they want you to go to see what questions arise for you is like a state of surveying your accomplishments, of surveying all that you've built and your experiences and the ways they've been celebrated, ways that you've built stability. You've done a good job already of filling your cup. It feels like with the Emperor that you're further down on this journey that you may have given yourself credit for. And so there's a need to access and regain your sense of credibility and confidence. And so there's needing to survey what you have amassed, what you've accomplished, how that's been celebrated. Like in the very literal form of bringing your trophies back out to dust them and be like, you know what, I have done something. I have made something of myself. I have been respected in this area. And so it reminds you that you do have the credibility to do whatever this next thing is that you maybe don't have as much confidence in. And it's a reminder that you are this Emperor and that you know what you're talking about. And it's not your first rodeo. All right? I'll talk to you in a week, Cancer. Thank you.